everyone, it's Christy and I'm here today because I wanted to share with you the best new fall products from Pampered Chef. There are quite a few and I'm not going to share every single one of them with you, but I thought I'd share with you my favorite ones. I think I picked out 12 that I really like the best. So I'm going to start first with the Brilliance Bakeware. It's over here, and there are several different types of Brilliance Bakeware. It's all non-stick. These all come with lids. So there's a great 8x8 pan with a nice snug lid. You don't want to bake with the lid on because it is plastic or a little bit rubberish plastic, and you don't want that to melt. But the pan is up to 450 degrees. You can cook with it. Things will just slide right out of it. These are very sturdy pans. This is the 9x13. It also has a great lid. These are great for cakes, brownies, casseroles, lasagna, just about anything you can think of. You can bake them in these pans. We also have these extra large loaf pans that also come in Brilliance. Again, they're the same material, they're nice and sturdy, they're deeper. I've seen people make lasagna in these as well. You can make like 2 different little batches of them. So like for me and my husband, I wouldn't eat a whole pan of lasagna at one sitting, so I could make 2 pans and freeze one and save one for later. So that's always a nice meal option. Another one of the great Brilliance pans that we have available now is this sheet pan that's got a rack on it. So the rack is stainless steel. It's got little silicone feet on the back so they don't scratch this pan. But it's really nice for things like oven baked fried chicken. You can use it to cook bacon. You can use it to grill vegetables. I mean, really, any time you would think where you want to cook something and not necessarily have it sit down in the bottom of the pan, this is a great option. And again, it's so nice and sturdy, and it's non-stick. It also makes cleaning up a breeze. Now, the next thing I want to show you is the new pancake turner. You'll notice how nice and wide this is. This is silicone, and it coats a stainless steel turner underneath, so it's nice and sturdy. It's also not going to be highly meltable, so if you accidentally leave it against your hot pan, it's not going to melt so easily. I love the silicone coated tools. They're really sturdy in your hands, they're easy to use, and again, you can use them on non-stick and on regular types of pans. We have these new little spoon rests in the fall, and I love these. They just look handmade, they're beautiful, and you get 2 of them in the set. So one of them is for like your typical size spoons or scrapers that you might have, and then you get this nice wide one. So if you happen to get a wide tool like this, it'll fit on there really nicely, and it'll keep the top of your stove nice and clean. This is a really fun one. This is the pivoting peeler. I love this one because, well, it's just cool anyway, but what I like about it is you can use it in 2 different ways. So a lot of times if you're peeling something, for instance, an apple, I just made a new video showcasing this one, so I'll be putting that up on my page here pretty soon, and you can see it in action. But it's just really nice for those smaller types of fruits or vegetables. But then if you're doing something larger and you need a little more surface area, you can just pivot it. It just turns just like that. Isn't that cool? It just goes back and forth. And then you can use it for those bigger pieces of like vegetables, like a big potato or sweet potato. It also has this little eye remover on the side, so if you were doing a potato and you needed to remove the eyes, you've got that right there too. Next, this is like the showstopper right here. This is the dual-sided charcuterie board. I think this is going to be a super popular item. I already have some people in mind that I want to give this to as a Christmas gift. Charcuterie is really popular, and in fact I've seen a lot of consultants doing charcuterie classes, so I'm thinking that might be something I'd like to do, is to hold a charcuterie class and kind of teach you how to make a really cool charcuterie board. But let me show you what it comes with. Some of these are accessories. So these 2 little cups that you can use to put like olives in, or jam, or some like mustard, something that you would set with your charcuterie board. That is an accessory along with all these really high quality accessory tools. those come in a special little bag like this. So it's kind of nice to keep them all together. This is sold separately from the charcuterie board, but I think they really make the charcuterie board. They just really add that little extra oomph to it. The charcuterie board is made of renewable acacia wood. And so you'll see that you can flip it over. If you wanted to use something on the back, you could set it down and put things on the back of it, or you can use the little areas here that have been kind of cleared out for you. You can put your crackers, your meat, your olives, whatever, all on here. And this little piece here, this ceramic piece, can either go in one of the little divots here, or it can be set separately. So if you wanted to put it separately and use all of these to put your meats and cheeses and different nuts, whatever you wanted in your charcuterie board, and then you could put something else in here. Like again, you might want to put your crackers there, or you might want to put you know, some sauces or mustards or something like that. So I just think this is just the coolest thing, and I imagine that this is going to be really popular for the upcoming holiday season. Now, another item we have that has just got a huge wow factor is this cupcake pan with a carrier lid. So our previous muffin pan did not have a lid, which, by the way, you can use this lid on the muffin pan too. So that makes it kind of a, you know, double duty, which is great. Anytime you can do more than one thing with your items, that's the best. Now you'll notice it's got these little funny shapes. And again, I just made a video showing how this works when you have cupcakes in it. So I'll post that on the page too, so you can see it, because it's really, really cool. But so you can carry your cupcakes once you've made them, or your muffins if you use it with your muffin pan. But these funny shapes that are on top, I'll show you what they do. When you make the cupcakes, first of all, you're going to notice there are no bottoms. So you have to put in the little cupcake papers in the little holes where you make your cupcakes. You've got to put the papers in, and then when you bake this, you want to set it on a baking dish and put them in the oven so that they don't, you know, leak out and get into your oven. But once you put your papers in, you put your batter in, you put them on your pan and you bake them, well, you just can bring them out and let your cupcakes cool right in the pan. Then you can decorate them right while they're in the pan. And once they're all made and they're all beautiful, and you put the lid on, you took them to your party, well, now you can take the lid off and it becomes the base, and you're just going to set these right on top. Those little round things are going to pop the cupcakes up. And that is so cool when that happens. It's just like this moment you have to have everybody watching it, because it's so exciting. So they pop up, and then people can just pick them right off and eat them. And the nice thing about this is it's all been self-contained, so you haven't had to make a mess anywhere. You haven't had to transfer them into another container. You haven't had to worry about trying to get them all there in one piece without the frosting getting all over everything. So I think this is a wonderful thing to have if you do make cupcakes. I know people that have kids at school kind of often have parties where they bring cupcakes. So this is going to be a really popular item. Now this next little one here is called the cup zester, and at first I was like, what is that? But after I saw it, I'm like, this is one of my favorite things ever. I had a zester that was not a Pampered Chef zester, and it just didn't work very well, and I'd be scraping and scraping and scraping to get my zest, and it would just hardly get anything off, and then I'd have to kind of scrape it off and try to figure out, did I get a teaspoon out of that yet? It was really not working for me. And so when I saw this cup zester, I thought, I'm going to check that out. So this cup zester, it has a little lid on the top, and you can take it off, and it's got this round surface, and it's real rough. You know, this is where it's going to scrape the peeling off. And I just used this yesterday, and I still have some zest in here from yesterday. So what I would do is, starting from scratch, I would take my lemon or maybe hard cheese or garlic, whatever I needed to zest, and I just scrape it across here. You can go around and around, up and down, back and forth. Whatever direction you go in, it's going to just scrape the zest right off of the fruit or the item that you're using, and you can see how quickly it's starting to come off. It works really fast. Then, the neat thing about this is, you know how on the back of your zesters, all that zest just kind of gets stuck there and you have to scrape it off and get it all over your fingers. This has this little neat thing on it that looks like it looks like a windshield wiper. So I'm gonna open it up so you can see it. It's kind of probably hard for you to see. But what happens is when this is on here, you just turn it around and that little thing that was sticking out goes around it and wipes off all that zest and knocks it off down into the bottom of the cup. So you can see that all the zest is in here. Now, the next part that I never know is how much zest do I have. It might say I need to have a tablespoon of zest for my recipe, but how do I know how much that is? Though the coolest part about all this is it's got little markings on the back. And again, I know it's going to be hard for you to see that from home, but it's got little lines. And so I can just take my zest and tap it down, and then I can see how much I have. So I can say, oh yay, I have my tablespoon of zest. I'm all good to go. And then like I said, I had some leftover zest from yesterday and I didn't need to use it all. So I just popped the lid back on and I can put it in the refrigerator. It also does come with a little piece that I think I must have that in the dishwasher right now. But it's a little thing that you can hold in your hand, a little guard. And so when you're doing something that's small, you're zesting like a piece of ginger or a piece of hard cheese, you can put the little guard on it and scrape it. And that way you don't have to worry about scraping off your fingernails, which I have a tendency to do. So it's really nice to be able to use that little guard. All right, and then this is my final favorite item that I want to share with you. I haven't used this as much as my husband has. He is in love with this. It's called the Electric Twist and Chop. It's a food processor, obviously, but it does something that I've never seen another food processor do. And I really can't demo that today from where I'm sitting and showing you in my house, but I will put up another video that was produced by the company that shows what happens. Because once you put your items in there, when it's plugged in and it turns on, the blade inside is going to rotate up and down, kind of like a carousel. It just goes up and down. And what's great about it is, when I've used food processors in the past, the things on the bottom get chopped up really well, but the things on the top, they tend to be kind of chunky, or it didn't get them completely, and so then you have a very mismatched chop of your food. This goes up and down through all of the food and chops it all up evenly. So I really love this. We have been making salsa with this because our tomatoes have just been very prolific this year. So lots of tomatoes, lots of peppers, and it works great. So again, I have a video of me using this, and I will pop that into our my Christy's Kitchen page as well, so that you're welcome to look at that. And so what I wanted to talk to you about is these are such great products, and I know if it were me, I'd want to buy all of them, and I know I don't have the budget for that. So there's a couple different ways you can go about getting these items. The first one is, yes, you can buy them outright. I have a link up here. You can click on the link. You can order them directly, right? They'll be delivered to your door. It's an easy way to go, and it's a great way to get Pampered Chef. But my favorite way to get Pampered Chef is to get it at a discount. And there are several ways you can do that. Number one is you can host a show. And so you can do, there's lots of different ways to do a show. I do them virtually all the time on Facebook. I've also done express parties on Messenger. We can also do just a catalog link where I share a link with you and you pass it out to your friends and family. And there's always the in-person show. Now, we don't do near as many of those as we used to after everybody's kind of gone virtual on so many things. But I've heard some people say, well, I just would really like to do it in person. So I haven't had anybody actually follow through on that yet. I guess when it came time to clean the house, they might have changed their mind. But I'll tell you what, if you want to do an in-person party, I will come and do that with you as long as you're within my local area and I can drive to you. I am doing a party in November where we're going to do a Zoom party. It's going to be a live party, but my friend does not live in this area where I live. So she's going to have her friends come to her house, and I'm going to Zoom in and do it like a live party. So I think that'll be pretty cool. But our hosts always get free and discounted items. And in September, not only do you get your regular host rewards, which are usually at least $100 of free items from the party, you can also get a gift from me that I will give you from the new fall line. And you can get 60% off of any item or set in the catalog. I mean, that is major. So like this little twist and shop, I think it runs $99, but I could get it for $39 with my 60% off. So that's very cool. Another way to get things for free and cheap is to think about becoming a Pampered Chef consultant as well. I just started this 6 months ago, and I've already amassed all of this and more for free by being a Pampered Chef consultant. Not only do I make a paycheck where I can get some extra money, I can earn anywhere from just a couple $100s a month if I want to help out with groceries or gas, or I can make more depending on how many parties I want to hold. So it's really up to you, and it's a very low price point to get in. Our lowest cost kit is only $50. You can use a kit credit from a party to also purchase your kit, which can get your kit cheaper or even free. So it's a really nice little side business you can do from anywhere because you can do it on your phone. And I'm always looking to grow my team and to help people get started, so just let me know. So again, thank you for joining me, and I do want to let you know that this is all going to be available. I will put a link in the chat. I will also put some other videos up on the page so that you can see some of these things in action. And I really appreciate you joining me today for my Facebook Live. This is actually the only second Facebook Live I've ever done, so it's really fun to start to try to do new things with my business and share it with you.